So you want to main Jhin? Well, do you like art? Do you like roses? Do you like psychotic murder? Do you like being fabulous? And do you like counting to the number 4? Then Jhin, the virtuoso, is for you. 1, 2, 3.
Ricky, shut up.
Sorry. So Jhin is a complete psychopath who kills people in the name of art and artistry. Being an Ionian resident, he would kill entire caravans of people and leave twisted and wretched corpses all throughout the land. Eventually, the father of Shen and Zed dispatched the two of them to go deal with Jhin and eventually found him. Zed was going to kill him, but their father decided to lock him up in Ionian prison instead, which made Zed extremely upset and apparently started his hatred for the old man. So, yay, we now know why Zed got so butt-mad in his lore. Woohoo, context. Eventually, the Noxus invasion of Ionia caused major issues politically, and Jhin was eventually released by a cabal in their hierarchy. So now, Jhin has almost unlimited funds and a large amount of the Ionian arsenal to create terror as he wishes and where he's hired. Lore-wise, Jhin is particularly neat because so much of him has a hidden meaning, mainly revolving around the number 4. He has 4 shots in his pistol's clip, his Q bounces to 4 targets, his W reveals marked targets for 4 seconds, his E reveals marked targets for 4 seconds, his ult has 4 shots, he has 4 tally marks inside of his gun. Modern songs are made by a 4x4 time signature. Jhin has 4 letters in it. The number 4 in some Asian languages has a resemblance to death. And finally, Jhin is 4 years older than Zed. The 4 you know. In-game, Jhin is an immobile, extremely high damage assassin execute style champion who the longer you play him, the more scared of him you become. Not to mention that he's just so satisfying to play. Everything he does hurts so bad. A lot of people compare him to Kog'Maw because they are both very immobile and need a team to help protect them. But the thing is, Kog'Maw only has a few abilities that are actually powerful. On Jhin, everything hurts. Nothing in his kit does only a little bit of damage. Everything hurts. His autos hurt. His 4th auto hurts. His Q hurts. His W hurts. His E really hurts. And his ult doesn't actually hurt that much unless you're low health, then it really hurts. Everything feels like it packs such a punch, and when you have the psychotic serial killer whispering in your ear the entire time, it really gets you into the champion you're playing. As a final note, I've been saying this since the character was teased, and I think I still remain correct when I say he's very, very similar to Sander Cohen from the BioShock games, albeit with a little bit more confidence in his work.
Please, the stick.
Santa, for God's sake!
My muse shall not be mocked. Get them out of here. There shall be no failure on my canvas.
Okay, maybe a lot more confidence. I'm really not looking forward to breaking down Jhin's abilities. So Jhin's passive is, wait for the 4th shot before you trade. Jhin's gun is ammo, 4 bullets in a magazine. He has a fixed attack speed. After the 4th shot, he has to reload. Now, it auto-reloads after 10 seconds. The reload timer is reset after an ability or an auto attack. The 4th shot is a guaranteed crit that deals percentage of missing health. All of Jhin's crits deal 25% less damage. However, the crits grant you 10% movement speed. The amount of attack speed you has increases the movement speed bonus. The movement speed lasts for 2 seconds, and AD is increased by a percentage per level. Crit chance and attack speed both increase your AD, and here are the stats. Fuck. 4 bullets, 4th one does lots of damage, can't gain attack speed, only more AD, crits make go fast. Got it, good. Jhin's Q is a rubber farming tool. You launch a grenade at a target. The grenade bounces 4 times total. Killing the target causes the next bounce to deal 35% more damage, and this stacks cumulatively across the targets. And here's some grenade math. Bouncing grenades a lot of fun. It doesn't do much early game unless you land multiple minion kills, but it's a great way to get farm you may miss out on due to your reload mechanic. It also can do a boatload of damage if you can kill 3 minions with it and have it bounce to an unexpected champion. Very funny. Jhin's W is more of a sniper than Caitlyn. Passively, enemy champions damaged are marked. The mark is triggered by either Jhin or his allies, and it lasts 4 seconds. Actively, fires a long-range skill shot. The skill is a slight delay, stops at the first champion hit and roots the champion, and you gain the critical strike movement speed bonus when it hits them. And here's some long range math. If I do recall, God, I'm running out of jokes. Jhin's W is the longest skill shot oriented basic ability in the game. The only one even close is like Nidalee's Q, and to be honest, his W is really hard to hit sometimes. I missed so many W shots in this video, and I mostly blame it on the delay, but damn, is that route enjoyable once you actually hit someone. It's a simple ability, nice damage, used to catch out enemies, and it feels good, man, but holy shit, I can't land it for the life of me. Jhin's E is, oh great, more invisible traps. Thanks, Riot. Jhin places an invisible flower trap. Traps last for 2 seconds. Stepping on one marks your W passive and it begins to bloom and shortly explodes. Enemies triggering them slows them and deals a small AoE damage. Jhin can store up to 2 traps at a time. Champs recently damaged by the traps take less damage from subsequent traps, and takedowns cause a trap to explode on the dead champion, and here's some creepy flower math. It's basically a Teemo and Caitlyn trap combined into one. You can stack a total of 6 of these on top of each other, and if you get a long-range W root, it'll basically one-shot any champion. The problem is that's super situational. If you miss your W like I always do, I doubt you'll get the full damage off. But damn is it hilarious when an enemy unsuspectingly walks somewhere and then boom, all their health is taken away by a hidden flower. Jhin's ult is, I would like to show you where I'm firing, but the range is way too long and I'm too lazy to do free cam mode. You begin a 10-second channel, you remain immobile during the use, and it reveals all W marked champs. You have 4 ultimate shots, and they stop at the first champion hit and deal damage in a tiny little area. Slows them for 80% for a short time. The damage of your bullets increases by 2% for every 1% missing health. Your final shot crits, and that crit does not have the critical strike penalty that you get with your passive. Canceling your ultimate refunds 10% of your cooldown for each unused shot, and here is some curtain call math. Okay, I spent a lot of time trying to free cam these clips to show you who I'm shooting at, but it's just so difficult, so fuck it, you just get to stare at him and look up here to see if he gets any kills. But anyway, Jhin's ultimate is funny in that it's mainly an execute move, but if you're able to land your shots, it'll do way more damage than anyone ever expects, and it's a fantastic move to pick off stragglers or even help make picks before team fights. So skill max on Jhin is a little tricky. I usually max QWE. Q because it's up more often, it's more reliable, and it's a good farming tool. W second because the more you upgrade your W, the longer the root lasts. And E last because I only really use the traps as like mini wards and slows and things like that. However, I've seen people maxing E second or even E first. They want to do some silly 6 traps in a bush, insta-kill the enemy kind of strategy. Which totally works as well, you know, go ahead, you do you, boo-boo. But I just don't use the E very often as a damage source, since when you step on it, it's pretty damn easy to dodge. But I will not deny that putting 6 traps in a bush, rooting them with your W, will pretty much insta-delete anyone in the early game. So if you want to max E first, go ahead. If you do that, you'll probably go EQW instead. Honestly, he's a new champion. You can max whatever the fuck you want. I'm just telling you, I go QWE. But how do I play Jhin?
Places, please.
1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4.
Art is worth the pain.
Sometimes silence is loud. I shall choreograph this affair.
How lovely!
And now the curtain rises. They are puppets. I pull their strings, and then they dance. They call me mad. All artists are mad. Art requires a certain cruelty. I am misunderstood. Beauty can't be evil. I have risen from the filth and muck. I am the lotus blossom. I am beauty.
Show never ends!
Watch my puppets dance.
Right on cue.
This art is a compulsion. I cannot resist it. Until they stop me, I will keep going. I orchestrate death. Art should terrify.
How to play Jhin, how to play Jhin. If I described Jhin with just one word, it would be satisfying. Everything he does packs such a huge punch. Every ability, every auto attack, everything he does just feels like it hurts so bad, and he is so much fun to use. I haven't had a champion that I have enjoyed playing this much in a long time. Like for instance, you're playing this meticulous, psychopathic serial killer who has to make everything just so perfect. Every kill, every shot, everything must be perfect. And when you land that 4th shot, do half the enemy's health into a W root, into a curtain call, and you blast their ass from across the map, you will know that feeling of satisfaction. Everything hurts. His autos come later in the game when all that attack speed and damage starts stacking up and you have 600 AD or more, critting at every possible moment. When you land that 4th auto attack crit and it does 25% of missing health, when you land a bouncing grenade that kills 3 minions and lands on an enemy champion and just goes boop and deals a quarter of their health, when you snipe an enemy long range with a root, when you land a lotus trap that cleaves them for 30% of their health, when you land 4 perfect curtain call shots and you watch as the enemy tries to frantically dance away from the incoming bullets only to be killed and turn into another lotus blossom that explodes once more. It is so damn satisfying. And not only that, the character feels so great. Look at that walk cycle. Look at it. Look at it. He has so much swag. I don't know if swag is still a used term. It's not 2012 anymore. But what else are you going to use to describe that? He is so confident. He knows he's the best. He sounds like he's the best. He's psychotic and insane and brutal and disgusting. But he is so much fun. I'm starting to go a little crazy myself. But the only problem is that he really isn't always that good of a champion to play. He can be the most fun champion in the game. But right now, while he is so damn satisfying, he does all this damage, I'm being truthful, the problem is he still has a lot of struggles. Like for one, he can't move. He can't fucking move. Until you have a ton of crit chance and attack speed, your movement speed you get on your crits will be absolutely nothing. So you're basically a Kog'Maw with a mask. And if you get the beat down in lane by anyone who is more mobile than you, it's near fucking impossible to come back. But that's not what's important right now. What's important right now is being a psychopathic, artsy serial killer. And that is what I will explain to you as we move on to how to make big dick plays. In lane, make sure to be safe because that's your weakest point of the game. You don't have the items you need to make yourself extremely powerful, and because of your reload mechanic, you don't have the damage to deal with long-term trades. I imagine that most of us will be running Warlord's Bloodlust on Jhin. It just seems like the best keystone mastery at the time. So when you have your 4th shot in your clip, use it on the enemy. It's a free crit, and because it's a free crit and plus the missing health damage, you get a very nifty little heal that helps you sustain in lane. It's almost like a Grasp of the Undying combined with the Warlord's Bloodlust effect. It's quite nice. You need to watch your farming. That's your most important part during laning phase. You have to reload constantly, so you may be missing minions, and in order to offset that, use your bouncing grenade to try to get those extra farm. And if you're good enough or lucky enough, you can angle the grenade to help get you just some free poke as well as secure the extra minions. Mid-game, you're going to have your first few items and your power spike will start to become apparent. You're going to hear me say this a lot, but like I said before, stay safe. Don't get caught. Do a little bit of picking at the enemy. Just poke them a little bit with Qs and autos, and save your 4th shot for a low health enemy to maximize all that missing health damage and burst. Use your ult to pick off stragglers or secure kills from enemies who have flashed away during like little mini skirmishes. Your ult's a great ability to secure kills, and even if you're not going to get the kill with your ultimate specifically, the slow is hefty enough for your enemies to catch up with them. In late game, it's all about positioning and deleting people. If you didn't get super far behind, a single 4-shot clip should kill a large portion of the enemy, so like I said before, stay safe. Because if you get CC'd by literally anything, you're completely dead. Pop off shots at enemy champions, but don't fully commit unless your team already has. Nothing is worse than pretending like you're a Fed Tristana or a Corki and running in there at Mach 5 when you have nobody to back you up and then you die a horrible death. Also, for your ultimate, it can actually be a great engage tool since it's an 80% slow that's pretty damn hard to miss when you have an entire clump of 5 enemies in the mid lane. So pop a shot or two, let your team collapse on them, then pop the other 2 shots for huge damage on low health targets. Build-wise, as a new champion, I'm not entirely sure what's the perfect build choice for Jhin, but you can take regular AD carry runes, or you can use my special rune page for Jhin. I use these masteries, and here are 2 different builds to help you out. I also have the usual total asshole top lane red build if you're feeling it, Mr. Krabs, and that uses the same runes and masteries I listed before. Now, since Jhin is a new champion, I'm going to add a small new segment at the end of the video so I can talk about his weaknesses and how you can offset them. So Jhin struggles with 4 major things: lack of mobility, extended damage, crushing tanks, and turret pushing. On the mobility side of things, he's a slow character that does a ton of damage, which is what his kit's based around. However, to offset the mobility, if you have more attack speed, your crit movement speed bonus will be much higher. So if you need to be a lot more slippery, you can build more attack speed oriented items instead of AD oriented items to help get you that extra movement speed bonus. Extended damage is something an AD carry normally needs in fights, but because of Jhin's very slow, methodical abilities, he doesn't have much of that. He has a slow base attack speed, a reload, and abilities with decently lengthy cooldowns besides his Q. This is not something you can really offset unless you build large amounts of cooldown reduction so you can spam his abilities a bit more often. Crushing tanks is a huge problem Jhin seems to have. He has absolutely 0 innate armor penetration and enjoys building complete flat AD. Therefore, items that are great at crushing tanks such as Blade of the Ruin King aren't as effective on him since he can't attack fast to make use of it. Giant Slayer is an item that can give you a little bit more armor penetration and extra damage to tanks to help make up for this issue a bit, and also if you noticed on my rune page, I run mostly armor penetration to help me out in the later game. And finally, turret pushing is something he can't really do well because a large amount of his damage comes from crits in his 4th auto attack, and well, he can't crit towers, so there's nothing really you can do about this. Now, because of these weaknesses, I believe Jhin is better played as an AD assassin mid laner. I think as an AD carry he relies too heavily on execution, and an AD carry's job is to push towers, shred tanks, and help chunk down objectives, and Jhin is somebody who can't do this very well. What he excels at is putting clean, high damage shots on non-tanks, as well as using all of his percentage missing health damage to execute low health champions, and that is, at the current moment, kind of the mid laner's job, is it not? So because of this, I prefer playing him mid lane, and generally end up playing him mid lane. I feel like that's a better spot for Jhin, because then you also have an AD carry that can do the tank shredding in the bot lane. However, if you do go mid Jhin, make sure you have either an AP top laner, an AP jungler, or at least a decent tank that can protect you, because you'll have all this extra AD damage, and of course you're Jhin, you're very, very immobile. Finally, to go super fast, we're going to talk about 3 champions that I think really counter Jhin. Those champions are Lee Sin the blind fuckface, Kindred the weird ass lamb, and Brad the Brad. Lee Sin because he's fucking stupid and I hate him, he's too mobile, his ultimate is really painful, and he just demolishes slow targets. Kindred because her ultimate is literally anti-execute and she can hop around everywhere with her W, and Brad because his ultimate catches you out, his ultimate stops your shit, his E makes him go away from your ultimate, and everything that your ultimate can possibly do to hurt people, Brad can counter it. And finally, we have the only skim, which is the Jhin Go Unchained, and as per the usual, here are the few Jhin clips. Enjoy.
Do you guys need to kill this bitch?
Yeah.
I didn't even need to count. A 1.
I get snared by.
A 2. A 3. Oh dear. A 4. Ah! Rammus. There's a LeBlanc right there.
Yes, there is. But I used my flash at top lane already.
Bitch! A 1. 2. Fuck!
What's with this pink ward right here?
You know, I was wondering the same thing and then stopped wondering because that's stupid. Bitch.
Wow. What the hell?
Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching my So You Wanna Main Jhin video. If this guy got you to Challenger, go ahead and check out all the other So You Wanna Main videos to help get you even more accounts to Challenger. If you have any questions, want to see updates, or witness my climb in the ELO ladder, go ahead and follow my Twitch TV and Twitter links in the description. And for one last shameless plug, if you've been seeing lately, my thumbnail artwork on these So You Wanna Main videos has been absolutely gorgeous. And if you could follow my artist's Instagram, she does amazing work and I'm sure she would appreciate it. Link is in the description. Alright everyone, my name has been Brick Yorkdate, and don't fuck up my solo queue. Bye bye.